Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their dreams while others struggle? This question has puzzled many, leading to the exploration of a fascinating concept. Could there exist a law, a guiding principle that governs this phenomenon? Today we delve into this intriguing idea, a principle known as the law of inspired action, a concept that could potentially unlock the doors to your dreams. What if I told you there is a principle, a kind of magic, that can transform your life? This principle is called the law of inspired action. This law is more than a mere concept. It's an age-old spiritual principle that operates on the premise that our actions are most effective when they stem from a place of inspiration, a place that aligns with our true desires. Imagine a compass guiding us towards our true north. The law of inspired action serves a similar purpose, leading us towards actions that resonate with our innermost desires and dreams. It's not about acting on a whim, nor is it about blindly following a predetermined path. It's about listening closely to our intuition, our inner voice, and allowing it to guide our decisions and actions. The law of inspired action suggests that we are not just passive observers in our lives. We are active participants. We have the power to manifest our desires, to shape our reality. But it begins with inspired action. It's not enough to merely wish for something or to visualize it. We must also take action, and not just any action, but inspired action. Inspired action is that which comes from a place of passion, a place of joy and excitement. It's the kind of action that feels right, that feels aligned with who we are and what we truly want. It's the action that doesn't feel like work, because it is fueled by inspiration and passion. So, how does this law work? Well, think of a time when you felt truly inspired to do something. You were not acting out of obligation or fear. You were acting because you felt a deep inner pull towards that action. That's the law of inspired action at work. This principle has been around for ages, tucked away in the wisdom of ancient cultures. It's been whispered in the wind, written in sacred texts, and passed down from generation to generation. It's an unspoken truth, a cosmic law that governs our lives. And now, it's time for us to rediscover it, to understand it, and to harness its power. This principle has been around for ages, tucked away in the wisdom of ancient cultures. The law of inspired action wasn't discovered in the conventional sense. It wasn't like the law of gravity, pinpointed by a falling apple observed by Sir Isaac Newton. No, this law is far more elusive. And yet, it's been with us, subtly influencing the course of human history for thousands of years. It's been known to spiritual seekers, philosophers, and truth seekers under many names and forms, yet only in recent times has it been given the title we know today as the law of inspired action. This process of naming is not a discovery in the traditional sense, but rather an understanding, a recognition of an age-old principle that has been at work since time immemorial. The law of inspired action was observed and practiced long before it was named. Ancient practices and spiritual teachings across the globe have hinted at its existence. From the Taoist philosophy of Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action or action without action, to the Hindu concept of karma yoga, the practice of selfless action, we see the echoes of this law. In the Western world too, we find traces of it. The Greek philosopher Aristotle spoke of entelechy, the actualization of potential. This concept resonates strongly with the law of inspired action, which prompts us to act not out of obligation or fear, but from a place of inner inspiration, driven by our highest potential. It's as if the law of inspired action is a golden thread weaving through the tapestry of human thought, culture, and spirituality. It ties together disparate philosophies and practices, offering a universal truth that transcends time and geography. So, while we cannot pin down an exact date of discovery, we know this transformative principle has shaped lives for millennia. It's a reminder that our actions, when inspired from within, have the power to change our lives and the world around us in profound ways. You might be wondering, how can I apply this law to my life? Well, let's dive right into it. To utilize the law of inspired action, we begin with the first step, aligning with our true desires. You see, this law is not about forcing things to happen or hustling until you're exhausted. It's about aligning with your authentic self and your deepest dreams. So, how do we do this? Start by asking yourself, what truly lights me up? What gives me a sense of joy, fulfillment, and purpose? Be brutally honest with yourself, because this is about your life and your desires. Once you've identified your true desires, hold them in your heart and allow them to guide you. Next, we move on to the second step, quieting the mind. This is a crucial part of the process, because inspiration often comes when we are in a state of stillness and receptivity. This could be during meditation, while taking a walk in nature, or even in the shower. The idea here is to create a mental space free from the noise and distractions of everyday life. In this space, inspiration can flow into our minds freely. This might involve practicing mindfulness, meditating, or simply sitting in silence for a few moments each day. Remember, it's not about emptying your mind, but rather about becoming an observer of your thoughts, allowing them to flow without judgment or resistance. The third step is to take action when inspiration strikes. This is where the rubber meets the road. When you receive an inspired idea, it's essential to act on it. It doesn't have to be a massive action. It can be as simple as making a phone call, writing a letter, or starting a conversation. The key is to act while the inspiration is fresh and the energy is high. That's when miracles happen. That's when the universe conspires to support you. And remember, inspired action feels good. It's not stressful or forced. It's filled with a sense of excitement and aliveness. But here's the thing, the law of inspired action is not a one-time deal. It's a continuous process of aligning with your desires, quieting your mind to receive inspiration, and then taking action. It's a dance between you and the universe. It's about staying open and receptive, and trusting the process. Now, it's important to note that implementing the law of inspired action requires patience and practice. It's like learning a new language or mastering a musical instrument. You wouldn't expect to become fluent overnight or play a symphony in a day. Similarly, using this law effectively takes time. It might feel a bit awkward or uncomfortable at first, but with practice, it becomes more natural and effortless. And let's not forget the importance of faith and trust in this process. Trust in your desires, trust in your ability to receive inspiration, and most importantly, trust in the process itself. Have faith that the universe is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't seem like it. In conclusion, the law of inspired action is not about struggling or striving. It's about aligning with your true desires, creating space for inspiration, and taking action when inspired. It's about co-creating your life with the universe. It's about living from a place of joy, passion, and purpose. And the best part? Every single one of us has the power to use this law. It's not reserved for a select few. It's available to everyone. With practice, the law of inspired action can become a powerful tool in your life. So why not start today? Let's take a brief walk through what we've learned today. We've delved into the enchanting world of the law of inspired action, a principle that is as much about intuition as it is about purposeful movement. It's a law that encourages us to align our actions with our deepest inspirations, creating a bridge between our dreams and reality. We traced back to the discovery of this law, unearthing its roots in ancient wisdom, yet remaining timeless in its relevance. It's not a newfangled concept, but rather a well-aged truth that has been passed down through generations, waiting to be harnessed in its full potential. Then, we explored how to utilize this law in our lives. We learned that it's not about forcing things to happen, but rather allowing our actions to flow naturally from our innermost desires and inspirations. It's about being open to the whispers of our intuition and daring to act upon them. It's about trusting the process, knowing that every step we take is a step towards our true purpose. And now, as we come to the end of our journey, I encourage you to explore this principle in your life. Let it guide your actions. Let it color your dreams. Remember, the law of inspired action is not just a concept, but a pathway to achieving your dreams. So dare to dream and let your actions be inspired. Thank you for watching.